Hi there! Today let's paint a reflective ball. We'll start with a circle of a light color. I'm going to do this freehand. I'm using acrylic on watercolor paper. I'm starting with a light color because it's a little bit easier to cover later. Um, I have red, yellow, blue, and white on my palette today. And I'm thinning with water. It's a little harder to do freehand circles, but it's a fun challenge. Mine came out a little bit wonky, but that's okay. You could also trace something like a glass or a lid of some sort with a pencil. Here I'm adding a little bit of white to whatever blue is already on my brush. So the sky usually gets lighter color, like a more whitish, when you get towards the horizon. So this scene is going to be mountains, sky, and field. You could also do this technique for all sorts of scenes. A city skyline, you could do desert scenes with like cracked, dry dirt and cacti. You do sunset. Here I'm coming in with a little bit of blue mixed with red, making the reflection of the mountains. I always think about making like a Batman logo, how the wings come up on the sides. And just remember, things that are in the distance tend to have a little bit of blue in them because of the atmosphere. Right now I'm adding a little bit of white to the left side of each of the peaks. I suppose I should have added it to the other side because later on you'll see my shadow is on the left side of the ball. Adding more white to get the impression of clouds. Now I'm coming in with a little bit of yellow mixed with the blue to make a green. I think it's better to mix your own green. A lot of times the greens that you buy pre-mixed look very fake. Like, and you can use a little bit of it, but you might have to adjust it. Otherwise, it looks very synthetic. I mean, it doesn't match like the nature's greens. Okay, also we're going up a little bit on the edges of this ball with the same color I have on my brush. Trying to cover some of the blue that I started with. One thing to know about yellow acrylics, or even oils, they're really usually very transparent. So you either need to use a very thick layer of it, or you can mix it with white, and then when it dries, you can add another layer of yellow on top of that so that you get the saturation that you want. The white is usually pretty opaque and can cover better than yellow by itself. I think my ball looks very wonky right here. The camera also is at a little bit of an angle, so the right side of this circle looks a little bit smaller than the left side. Okay, here I'm trying to cover up all the blue that was on the bottom. Coming in with a little bit of reddish, orangish color, so just a little bit of red mixed in with the yellow to simulate some of the other colors that you might find in a flower field. Some reddish flowers. Maybe a little bit of red on this side too. So the things towards the bottom center are really close to the ball. So here's what I was referring to earlier. I think I should have put that shadow on the right side. If you imagine the sun on the left side, it would cast a shadow on the right side. So the shadow is a bit of blue mixed with red and a little bit of white. The white, I'm trying to concentrate it close to the ball to indicate a little bit of a light reflection off the ball onto the shadow. So here I'm adding a little bit of white. I hope you enjoyed watching this. See you next time.